Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. It is a little bit warmer today. Currently 43 degrees, going to be high of around 61. The rain is supposed to taper off here in the next few minutes. Sunrise is at 7:25 and sunset is at 5:37. And enjoying a little bit warmer day today. Um, and praise the Lord that it's gonna dry up. The ground will still be wet, but it won't be falling from the sky. And so, here's the thing: we can always have faith, right? That if we endure long enough, the season will change. Okay, if we endure long enough, faithful enough, the season will change. And um, I want to look at. We're going to be in Hebrews today, primarily, but um, I, I do want to look at Hebrews 11. Hebrews 11, just one verse from here. This is widely known as the faith chapter, okay, as the faith chapter. But look at verse 27. I encourage you to read the whole Bible, really. But go back and check out Hebrews chapter 11. But I want to look at verse 27 real quick. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 27. It says, "By faith he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible." As seeing him who is invisible. So, endurance, okay? That endurance comes by faith, okay? Endurance or steadfastness comes by faith. It says, "By faith he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured." He endured. And how did he do it? It says, "as seeing him who is invisible." Okay? So faith is in the knowledge or being able to see him who is invisible. Okay? And that faith produces endurance. That faith produces endurance. Okay. So Hebrews chapter 12. Let's flip over. Hebrews chapter 12. So we looked at loyalty, right? From Joshua, the loyalty comes from the word, okay? And through that loyalty, God produces the victory, all right? God produces the victory. Then we looked at Galatians chapter 5. Galatians chapter 5, and we saw that Christ, right? The narrow way, Christ is the narrow way, and that is the only way we can be steadfast, right? That's the only way we can be steadfast, and it's the only truth, right? It's the only truth. And now today we're looking at by faith, all right? By faith is how we endure. And now, so Hebrews, let's flip over to chapter 12. It says, "For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds." So let's consider for a minute him that endured such contradiction, such hatred. All right, such contradiction, or such hatred against him. Okay, why? And it says why? So that we won't be weary and we won't faint in our minds. So our steadfastness comes when we consider Christ. Our steadfastness comes when we consider Christ. Now, my Bible has a reference here over to Matthew chapter 10. Matthew chapter 10. Let's flip over. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 24. Matthew chapter 10, verse 24. But while we're here, I do want to let's look at verse 22. And he says, "And ye shall be hated," Matthew chapter 10, verse 22, "and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved." He that endures to the end shall be saved. See, okay, remember, consider verse back over in Hebrews, consider him that endured, right? For what? endured such contradiction, such hatred of him, of his person, of his name, of his character, all right? Endured contradiction of sinners. It wasn't contradiction of the saved. It wasn't contradiction of the upright and noble. It's the contradiction of the sinners, okay? Lest, so that what? We don't be wearied, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds. Then over here in the Matthew, and ye shall be hated. Ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. Okay? He that endures to the end shall be saved. And we're going to go somewhere if we have enough time. We might have to get to it tomorrow. But when they persecute you in this city, flee ye into another. For verily I say unto you, ye shall not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come. That's the second advent. Till the Son of Man returns. Listen, just because we're hated in one place, it doesn't mean we quit trying. Okay? It doesn't mean we quit trying. It doesn't mean we quit enduring. We continue. We continue on. Why? Because the man who endures will be saved. Now, verse 24. The disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord. The disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord. And then it says, it is enough for the disciple that he be as his master, and the servant as his Lord. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, how much more shall they call them of his household? We can predict that we will be under this same contradiction because we are members of his household. How much more, it says, how much more them that be members of his household. All right, back to Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 4. Ye have not resisted unto blood, striving against sin. You have not resisted, striving against blood, against, ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin. We haven't resisted to death. We haven't taken the cross yet. We're still here. We're still striving against sin. Because listen, what did Jesus do? What was the wages of sin for him? Death, blood on the cross. Okay? But we have to endure now to the end, right? That we will be saved. And so, and ye have, verse 5, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked for him. Remember, how much more of it, members of his household will be rebuked, okay? All the more we need to be faithful, right? Faithful, like Moses over in chapter 11. Faithful, right? Not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible. Okay, faithful, seeing him who is invisible, staying in the word, Joshua, right? Knowing that Jesus is the only way, right? Clinging to those promises, clinging to that gift of grace by way of faith to endure in the hardships. Why? Why though? So that we be saved, right? So that we be saved. We endure to the end. He who endures to the end will be saved. Then, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. Remember, so that's the exhortation, the encouragement, right? Cling to him. Do not forget. Okay, do not forget. Despise not thou the chastening. We're going to be chastened. Why? Because we're members of his home. Okay, we're members of his home. And that chastening is for the growth or the extension or the for the fullness of our faith. Okay, the fullness of our faith. Verse 6, Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. So, if we're receiving a chastening, we're his sons. We're his sons. Now, here's a little hint on parenting. Fathers, don't remove the chastening from your children. Okay? Don't remove the chastening from your children. They need to be chastened to strengthen their ability to endure. And he who endures to the end will be saved.